So we got to go ahead and talk about Lilly Gaddis, which if y'all don't remember who this was the viral trad wife like a year or two ago. I forget how long it's been, where she pretty much was talking about how, you know, she was tired or didn't like the fact that some of her friends were married to broke dudes, but she didn't say broke dudes. She said the N-word, and not only did she not apologize, she doubled down on it, resulting in her dumbass getting herself fired from her day job. And now she's over here commentating, I'm guessing for free by the dollar. I don't know how much she's getting paid, pennies, who knows. But yesterday she appeared on the Piers show to talk about the viral moment that happened between a woman who literally was at a park, and she called a young black child the hard R, and you won't be surprised which route she took.
Why would you want to support a white racist?
Because I want to support free speech, and you cannot have free speech in a country.
No, that's fine. You can support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say. She is, I mean, would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
You would?
Mm-hmm. I do, quite frequently.
You use the N-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist. Are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, well, if you use the N-word repeatedly, you are a racist, then, are you? Are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, you know, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way, I mean, Shilo Hendrix is being attacked on all fronts. They're trying to bring legal charges against her. They're trying to get her children taken away. So you were saying Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter. That's a different.
Sorry, but just to be
thing.
clear, you just said to me you use the N-word regularly. In what context? Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if it's appropriate.
When would it be appropriate to use the N-word? When would it be appropriate?
Anytime I feel like it.
So you're an unashamed racist.
Correct.
Well, do you understand that makes you a despicable human being?
I guess so. I don't really care. I mean, why are we not talking about Shilo Hendrix? Why are we talking about?
Well, actually, I think you've moved it on in this debate very quickly to your own racism, which explains why you've supported her in public and why you've got all these views. You see no problem with a woman shrieking the N-word repeatedly because you yourself are a despicable racist, and you've just proudly admitted that with a smug grin on your face, which is pretty horrifying, actually, for most people to have to watch. And shame on you. You're entitled to do it, and I'm entitled to call you despicable.
And I don't want to live in a country where you can say an inappropriate, rude thing, which, by the way, black people can say things to white people all the time, and they never get canceled. There's no backlashing about this. I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly, and you will
well, go
not
on, then
have
say
free,
it. Say
you
the
will
M
not have
go on,
free
say
speech.
go on, say the N-word. Go on.
No.
Don't
want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me. If she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word, because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here, and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and asking her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Piers. I understand what you're trying to do. But we already know she's racist, and I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you, and I accept that, and we'll leave it there.
Yes. She was out here defending the woman who disgustingly not only called an autistic black child the hard R, but then went to a GoFundMe where she proceeded to raise over $500,000 because she was in fear for her life. Which, bitch, what did you think was gonna happen? What did you think was gonna happen? You think everybody gonna roll out the red carpet, you say the hard R? Like, no. And quite frankly, people like her and Lilly, who like to use it a lot, they don't care about who it affects. And I think that's the bigger talking point here. When you just lambastically throw that word out, you don't care if you affect people around you. You care about your own self. You care about your free speech. You don't care how harmful that free speech could be, to the point where people may try to confront your loved ones. People may try to confront your friends, family, brothers, and sisters. And now they got to come to you saying, yo, why am I getting attacked either online or in person, no less, because of the things you said? And I feel like if you're willing to allow yourself to not only be attacked, but your friends and family to be attacked on your behalf, you really don't love and care about them. Because if you did, you would watch what you say and how you say it, because you know that this could have an adverse effect on not only you. People will target the ones you love just to get to you based off the things you say and do. So you have to be mindful of that and fuck your freedom of speech stance, quite frankly. Because I feel like there's this new age of freedom of speech, extremist, far-right conservative movement going on where, and I don't mean to get political here, I really don't, that want to live in this false sense of a utopia that, oh, you can say what you want, no repercussions. Oh, what you think supposed to happen? Like somebody, you call somebody hard R, what are they supposed to call you? A rich chip? Like, what do you think is supposed to happen? People are supposed to say, oh, thank you for insulting me. Like, no, like just take the racial aspect out of it. Where would we be in a society if we just let people get away with saying harmful things and we not do nothing about it, we not react on it? Like, that does not sound realistic, because last I checked, human beings are not robots. We cannot be programmed to cut our feelings off and cannot be programmed to feel some type of way about somebody disrespecting either us or the ones around us. And she trying to make a point about, oh, well, white people get called this and that all the time. I'm sorry. When was the last time you ever heard of a white person getting into a fight because they got called a racial slur? Never in history of mankind has somebody ever gotten into an altercation because of what they were called if they were white. When it's the opposite, it's totally different. Totally different. Back in the day, they wasn't allowed to. They knew that if they tried to do that, they would probably get killed or worse. Like, there was a day and time people would get lynched for less. There was a day and time where you would get lynched or killed, beaten to death for whistling at a white girl. So now where you live in a world where actions have consequences, guess what? You gonna fuck around and find out why you shouldn't have never said that. And then the crazy part about it is when they get decked in the mouth, they want to press charges and hide behind a police badge. And just a little bit of an FYI for other white people out there. There are police forces out there in the country that will not have your back if they find out the reason why you got sucker punched was because you said the N-word. Oh no, they're gonna put that shit in the shredder. They gonna ignore your request to arrest somebody and for filing charges, and they'll move on to the next case that matters more. All in all, I think the lesson to be learned here is that freedom of speech does not free you of consequences. And at the end of the day, people just need to be kind to one another and just not try to resort into thinking, oh, I want to say what I want, do what I want with no consequences, because there's a consequence for every action. Every action has a reaction. Even companies react to the things you do. It's just like if you say or do something at work, if you cuss your boss out, what's the odds of you maintaining your job? You can't hide behind the veil of free speech to your boss. Fuck all that. They're not going to care. Like, if you cuss your boss out, you get fired. Plain and simple. But with that being said, y'all let me know what you think about this mess in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.